What's good, everyone? This your main correspondent, Alan Taylor, and I'm back in the broadcast room yet again with another one. Yeah, here we go. So yeah, I went on there. You know what I'm saying? I pulled up Mr. Let Go. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Let Go. He be talking some critical mass situations out here, man. Seriously, he be on some shit. For real though, he be on it, real talk. Shout out to him. Real talk. Also, shout out to my subscribers. Real talk. I see y'all got me past that 1,000 mark, man. That's incredible, man. I wasn't even expecting that this soon. Real talk. I really was not, you know what I'm saying? But I sure do appreciate it. Also, at the same time too, please continue to hit that like, share, subscribe button. Please do that. Please do that for your favorite anchor out here. You know what I'm saying? We trying to get it together on the Bottom Line News. We really are. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to us. Real talk. But so yeah, we going here with Mr. Let Go. You know what I'm saying? Are women misleading young women into ruining their lives? I mean, in today's society, it's kind of like that. It's just. Hey, y'all know how I am about them goddamn dingbats. Y'all know how I am about them bats, man. I'm telling you, man, they all over the place. But yeah, let's go here. Let's check this out. Let's see what Mr. Let Go talking about. And yes, of course, at all times, we are going to put those quarters, nickels, and dimes in on the times.
If a woman is just totally okay with giving out free to somebody that she likes giving it out to, it's kind of stupid for a man to come in and take care of her and have to pay for it, provide for her, and she's giving Pookie free down the street or whenever he wants to.
Oh, well, I don't want you sexually liberated, but also you talking when it's your turn on the conversation. Well, women don't do this and women don't do that. Where do you think we getting this practice from?
Let me say this, because this is important. It's a big difference between your 7 and your 37.
And you would know the difference.
Practice, do your ass
and you
really
would know the difference.
Know how to suck.
And you would know where that was.
Don't pay attention to details. You should have been on this.
If a woman has sex with 3 men in a year, like say you're talking to a woman for 4 months. But if you're talking to somebody for 4 months, think about how much time goes by. You talking to somebody for 6 months. That went on 6 months. Y'all have. If it don't work out, you ain't like, oh, you because you slept with me and it was only 6 months. So now that's 2 people, let's just say a year. If she started having sex at least at 21 and she 31, what that math talking about?
So when
Okay, hold up here. You know what I'm saying? Before I let Mr. Let Go get in, you know what I'm saying, and do his thing, real talk, which is vital. Now there's something the young lady had said about, having 3 men, basically 3 men a year, after let's just let's just give an innocent number and let's say she start at 20 years old, Let's just say she starts at 20 years old, engaging in adult activity. You know what I'm saying? 3 men a year, and let's say she doesn't get married till she's 30 or don't even start thinking about getting married till she's 30. I mean, 3 men a year, you know how many men that is? I mean, how many different energies you've allowed inside of you? Not only is the modern day woman cup have ran over, I'm talking about it's spewing out. It's spewing out. The reason why modern day women can't find a good man is because your cup have run it over. You're over full. You got too many different men's energies in your life. Your cup has ran fulleth over. You're just spilling shit all over the damn place. All right. Let's let them cook.
I wanted to do a video to elaborate on what I said in this video. There are 2 demographics of women, and it's multiple, but we're just going to say 2 demographics of women. There are the sexually liberated women who don't care about getting married, and they just want to do what they want to do and enjoy their lives, right? We as men, including me, embrace that. That's cool. But there's another demographic of women who actually want to settle down, find a husband, and start a family the right way. That is another demographic we men, including me, love. These are two different demographics. And the problem with sexual liberation is it can cause young women to think that the two demographics are the same, and they're not. One.
And here we go. And if you listen to any of my videos,
what the French toast is there to think about?
You know what I'm saying? You've heard me say these things before. You know, especially especially with the Lilith spirit and the one I did with Coach Greg Adams. You know what I'm saying, about the Lilith spirit and things like that. And I brought this up before. Yes, there's always been two types of women that have walked this planet. Okay, you know, and this just the real. This since the beginning of time. A lot of you people don't understand out there. You know, even you Christians and you know everybody that know about the Bible or heard about the Bible. Adam had two wives. Dingbats. But hold up. We're going to sit here and try to act like this is not true. And let me tell you why. Adam had two wives. His first wife was Lilith. Lilith was also made from the natural separate of him, basically. Lilith was made separate of him. She did not want to obey. She did not want to do what God asked her to do and told her to do, and which was listen to Adam, because he had left Adam in charge. And this is just how it's going to go down. Now, she didn't want to do so she was cast out of the garden in the first place. Now, this should have been, now let's keep this real. This should have been Adam's first red flag about women. This should have been Adam's first red flag about women, but he wasn't paying attention. I'm going to tell you why. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to tell you. You know, at the end of the day, so next thing you know what I'm saying, God takes Adam into the surgery room. You know, let's just go there. And, you know, he performs surgery, this and that, woo-to-woo, and takes a rib from Adam and this and that, and DNA, however you want to put it, you know what I'm saying? And he makes Eve, okay?
And what the French toast is there to think about?
So he makes Eve, and Eve she's a hell of a whole lot more compliant than Lilith was. I'm just going to say that. She's a hell of a whole lot more compliant than Lilith was. And she obeyed to a fault until she ended up meeting Lilith. Okay? And it was all downhill from there. And, you know, she convinced Eve to eat the apple, and then Eve carried it to Adam, and we all know the rest of the damn story. You know what I'm saying? Let's just go there. But by being two different types of women that have walked the planet, you know what I'm saying? Lilith, she represents the more untamed spirit. She's wild. She's, you know, promiscuous. She's out there. She's a go-getter. She's this and that. Everything that, you know, an empowered woman in the 21st century is.
And what the French toast is there to think about?
And of course, the opposite of that would be, you know, Eve, who's more compliant, you know, this and that, subjugated, more on family, more on structure, things like that. But, you know, at the same time, too, as we all know, you know, you have to keep these two types of women separate, because if you do not, we will end up in the chaos that we're in now.
And what the French toast is there to think about?
A group of women don't care about getting married and most likely will never get married. The other demographic of women does. So if you, as a woman, are in a demographic of, I want to get married, I want to start a family, what you have to be aware of is if you want that, the way you get it is to not be sexually liberated. Because like I said, we as men love both groups, but for two different reasons. And that is the actually delineation between the two. You as a young woman can easily say, well, all these men say they love 304s, so I want to be sexually liberated. But no, there's two groups of women that we love for two totally different reasons.
Okay, here we go. Now, we want to sit here and wonder why the marriage rates are down and things like that. And it goes back to, you know, what I talked about just a second ago about the, Lilith spirit, things like that, and the whole nine. It goes back to all of this. This is the deal. By being two different types of women on the planet, that men also engage in both types. We engage in both types of women. Now, here's the deal. Hold on here. This is the thing. You know what I'm saying? If you notice, the reason why the marriage rates are down. So what type of woman do you think is actually running the show right now? Lilith or Eve?
And what the French toast is there to think about?
I mean, somebody tell me something. Who you think is running the show right now, Lilith or Eve?
So once you're cognizant of the fact that it's two groups, you now can make a choice and either put yourself over here or put yourself over there, depending on what you want your life to end up being.
That's the separation.
Because like I said, we men love both for two different reasons. And
right.
This delineation must be discussed more, because without this particular part of the conversation being added, women all over the country are going to be confused. So what you have to do, just as a young woman, is ask yourself, do I want to find a husband, get married, do things the right way, and then have kids and have the house with a picket fence and be happy? And if that's what I want, I have to exhibit a certain amount of discipline where I won't be in a situation between the age of 20 and 30. You get with this guy, you get with this guy, you get with this guy, this relationship don't work out. Next thing you know, you at double-digit numbers, but in your mind, you were either sexually liberated or you were manipulated in your mind. But the bottom line is, you are in charge of your own numbers.
And see, here we go.
And what the French toast is there to think about?
The definite thing is, men have to do this too. We also break ourselves down in categories just like that too. There's also two different types of men on the planet. There's the men that reach the most foul part of life and egregious things, and there's the upstanding man that actually wants the family, the structured life, the peace, the calmness, the cool. That's the reason why we put laws in place and things like that, to where we can live peaceful fucking lives out here. You know what I'm saying? There's no need to have laws and all this shit if everybody just gonna be chaotic.
What the French toast is there to think about?
I'm just saying here. So now, for a certain demographic of men to put these laws into place to keep, other men in line, basically, because the psychos, the Ted Bundys and Marilyn Mansons and things like that, to keep them type of men in line, the real sick psychos and stuff like that, because men know this about life. There's two different types of men, just like there's two different types of women. And it seems to be that the women have forgotten that at the end of the day, you're supposed to separate yourself.
French toast is there to think about?
Yes, you're supposed to separate yourself in the way that you carry yourself, the way that you dress, act, talk, eat, sleep. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you're supposed to separate yourself. That's how also you can tell a good man from a horrible one. It's the separation of oneself from the other group. Let's just go there.
What the French toast is there to think about?
So it's up to you, not the men. You can run around making whatever excuse you want to make, but at the end of the day, these are your choices. And 10 years comes around faster than you think. So 10 years worth of dudes, 10 years worth of relationships can easily be 10 years worth of trauma on top of the trauma that you already have from your childhood. So the first thing I would say, make sure to get therapy no matter what. If you're a young woman, sit down with a therapist, because in most of your cases, you were raised by a single mother. Some of y'all weren't. And if you were raised by a single mother, it's almost a guarantee that you were traumatized, but some of you were traumatized and you had both of your parents. So almost irregardless of how you were raised, most likely you were traumatized in some type of way. So the first thing is sit down with a therapist, because there's a possibility that you see sexual liberation as a good thing because you were traumatized. And that's what Rico said in his video. And after all of that soul searching, you still decide to be sexually liberated? Cool. But just understand the repercussions of that is nobody's going to marry you. But it's all up to you, because some of you don't want to get married, and that's okay. But just make sure that you're totally aware of what road you're going down, because once you go down that road, it's a possibility that you can't go back up the road after you went down it. And if that's what you want, cool. But if that's not what you want, you're gonna find yourself being really upset, trying to be a victim of circumstance. No, you'll be a victim of the road you went down on your own, which of course is your 10 years worth of decisions. And a perfect example of a woman totally regretting her 10 years of sexual liberation is Brittany Renner.
To my 20-year-old self, I hate how I allowed myself to just be like used up by men. That came from a lack of self-worth. I did not understand my value. And people that I shared my body with, when I think about my list, it's repulsive. But that was an outcome of me discounting my worth.
And my point is this, it's a lot easier to just not do certain things versus trying to undo certain things that you've already done. And with all that being said, shout out to Brittany Renner for actually being open and aware of what her mistakes are and verbalizing those in order to potentially help young women so they can get a better understanding of what they are doing or not doing and why they're doing it or not doing it. Because regardless of what it is that you choose to do, just be aware of why you're doing it. So when it's all said and done and you're 35, you're happy with where your life actually is. Let me know what y'all think of the
Hey.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
You know, shout out to Mr. Let Go. You know what I'm saying? He dug in. Real talk. You know, and see here, this is the thing. You know what I'm saying? We're today's society, man, we're so screwed up. We've been so screwed up, especially in the black community, you know, due to the drug epidemic and a lot of different factors that kind of piled itself on top of us within this country, you know, to basically keep us in line out here. I'm just keeping it real, you know, because, you know, I know how people think, you know what I'm saying, because I can go there. I can really go there, you know. I mean, I'm just gonna keep it real with you, you know what I'm saying, 100%. You know, if I own some slaves and then I had to free slaves and things like that, as a collective community that's in charge of this society, I would have to figure out a way to keep these people in line. I mean, you know, I'm just going there. I'm just going there, but see, that's the mind of a, you know what I'm saying, that's a whole different type of mindset. A lot of you people you ain't equipped to go there like that, you know. But I can go there. I can think like that. But you know, yeah, it's just a sad situation that we're in. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of sisters that are also caught up in, you know, with the night walker. It's what we used to call them, the nighttime girl.
What is there to think about?
You know, atmosphere, things like that. You know, I mean, Jesus Christ, it's just crazy out here. It's just crazy. You know, most women, yes, they want to keep up with the styles and things like that, but the particular style that has presented itself in society nowadays for a woman is, you know, pretty much you walking around here, you know, half naked all the time, you know, carrying yourself in certain type of ways that's, you know, unappealing to keeping you around for long-term longevity.
And what the French toast is there to think about?
But at the same time, too, innately, your soul, your being of a whole human being and a female on this planet is telling you to do something different, especially after a certain time when the warning light decides to come on. And but you out there though. But you out there. You know, and it is what it is though, you know what I'm saying? But the only thing is, you know, it's just like Mr. Let Go said in the beginning of this footage here, and you know, I also know as well, the women have to separate themselves. I grew up with women in my family, and I know the difference. That's the reason why I know the difference. They separated themselves. They didn't engage in certain things. They didn't involve themselves in certain activities as ladies, you know, and you know, like I could, you know what I'm saying, I know my history of my family, man. The women just didn't engage in certain things, man. It was just, but you know, they didn't dress a certain type of way and things like that. You know, they distinguished themselves, and that's the whole point. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. It's about distinguishing oneself from a crowd that instinctively, if you know instinctively, instinct in your whole heart, man or woman, this go for both sides, because it's two different types of men, just like it's two different types of women. You know what I'm saying? For real though. If you know in your heart, you do not want to follow the Pookies and Ray Rays and things like that as a man and this and that, you know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying that you don't need to be a man that stands 10 toes down on your beliefs, on your disciplines, on what you will tolerate and what you will not.
And what the French toast is that?
I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying that at all. No. Because a good man, regardless of what, he's still gonna have boundaries. Real talk. He gonna have situations to where he know like, I'm not finna tolerate this dingbat ass shit from you. Fuck you in your soul too. Real talk. And then at the same time too, you know what I'm saying? Shit, with Pookie and Ray Ray, they do any damn thing. They don't give a fuck. They just, you know, they don't care about their own lives. So what makes you think as a woman that they're gonna care about yours?
So what the French toast is there to think about?
You know, and it works the same with the ladies. You know what I'm saying? You know, you got your streetwalkers, and you got, you know what I'm saying, you know, your house, well, your wives. I do, you know, fuck all that housewife shit, you know what I'm saying, your wives. And wives do put in work. I don't get this understanding that, you know what I'm saying, just like as a woman, you love when your man get out there and cut that damn grass. Real talk. You love when he get out there in the yard, he paint the house, things like that. He do manly things. He can get out there and work on the cars, or you know what I'm saying, you know, he can get out there and work with his hands. You know, he know how to build you a fucking cabinet. Just like you get turned on by shit like that, I get turned on by you sweeping my damn kitchen floor.
And what the French toast is there to think about?
Not a damn thing. The hell you talking about?
What is your damaged muscle head? You stupid? You ignorant, or you just plain old deaf?
Somebody tell me something.
And what the French toast is there to think about?
You know, just like you like to see when you know, women understand, you know, a manly man. You know, yeah, a man that can get out there and actually build an extra room onto your house. You know, some shit a lot of you new age women don't even know nothing about. You know, I mean, you know, it's not just about changing a tire. You know, it's also certain things that men need to come equipped with too. You know what I'm saying? Basic survival skills. You know, I mean, if a man grow up and he never even been taught how to build a hut or anything like that, you know, it's kind of ridiculous. But I mean, you know, hey, I partially grew up in the South, so yeah, you know, we got taught certain things about survival first. You know, where people in big cities and things like that, they don't get taught certain things. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no need, because you don't live that close to, you know, wilderness and shit like that. But you know, the whole point here is, by being two different types and two different types of women that are going forth from this point on are going to have to separate themselves. You're gonna have to do it if you want a man of some type of value, or a man with values. I'll put it that way better. You know what I'm saying? A man with values. Because you know what I'm saying? A man can be of value, but he doesn't have any values as well.
And what the French toast is there to think about?
You know what I'm saying? Which also leaves him to be put off to the other side. Because it ain't just about this fake ass dollar. that we want to worship nowadays. It's about the values and the understanding and the type of soul and structure that that man has. And that's what's going to make him a great man. But it is what it is, though. Shout out to all my subscribers out there. Mad love to y'all, man, at all times. You know what I'm saying? Please hit that like, share, subscribe button for me. You know what I'm saying? Also that bell. And yeah, baby, you know what I'm saying? It's like I always say about this time. That, my friends, is the bottom line.